Hi students, and welcome back to our second live IELTS class of today. It's good to see you all again. In this class, we are looking at IELTS Speaking Part 2. This cue card will be focusing on a topic about cleaning. And again, this live class is brought to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS, visit us there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. These websites are basically the guide, the textbooks, the tools that we use for these live classes. Welcome to our members, Sanjay. Hi, Bibi. Hi, Meenakshi, good to see many of you here. The websites, students, look like this. This is our academic IELTS website with the blue background. Click this big red button to join our premium IELTS package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We are an IDP affiliate, British Council partner, and official IELTS test registration center. I'm a certified British Council agent. So you are in great hands with us. And again, these websites are what we use for these live classes. So it's a really good idea that if you attend these classes regularly or plan to, that you use our websites. For the general IELTS, it's the green background at gieltshelp.com. And again, click this big red button to join our premium IELTS package. When you do that, you can use the code PRACTICE9 for a 20% discount. It doesn't cost a lot. It's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access. Our goal is to help you succeed in your IELTS exam. Get our apps, Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help, from your app store. Link the app to the website for an amazing integrated learning experience. Visit us at Instagram, IELTS_AEHelp, GIELTS Help. That's where we post vocabulary, grammar tips, strategies for the IELTS, and our live schedule. So to get our live schedule, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, click the bell button, get notifications so that you know when these classes are happening each week. If you have questions, you can always send me an email. My email is adrian@aehelp.com. So send me an email. I love getting questions. I love answering questions and helping you succeed. Students, we have this class, Speaking Part 2 right now. We will have a Speaking Part 3 class also tomorrow at the earlier time. Of course, make sure to stay up to date with our most recent video releases. This is one of our most recent videos here for you, so check that out for further assistance. Hello, everyone. I see lots of hellos and thank yous in the chat. I appreciate that. Welcome, Carolina, our chat moderator. And to our unknown guest, good luck on your exam tomorrow. Students, let's get into some Speaking Part 2 cue cards. So this is our Speaking Part 2 cue card for today that we're dealing with. Talk about a time when you had to do a big cleaning. All right, so speaking section. It's a 12 to 15 minute interview with an IELTS examiner like myself. And you walk into your interview, you do part 1 first. Part 1 will be questions to get to know you, some questions on a general topic. This week we practiced speaking part 1 a little bit earlier. That was about watching TV and television programs. And then the examiner will say that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these. Think about your answers. You can take notes in the 1 minute preparation time if you wish. There's some note paper there and your pencil, and you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Talk about a time when you had to do a big cleaning. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. And that 1 minute preparation time is very important. You have some very important steps to follow in that preparation time, and you must do a good job on your cue card to get a high band score in the speaking section. So follow these steps, follow this advice, okay? It's very, very important. Part 2 is tricky because most people do not give small presentations on a topic in their daily life, whether in English or in your own native language. So it's not a common type of communication, and so you have to practice this. Even if you have good English, even if you speak English fluently and confidently, you should practice part 2 because it can still be quite a surprise when you're asked to do this. So it's very important to practice and follow the steps. Step 1, read the card carefully. One of the most common mistakes, even by very good English speakers, is they do not talk about the card. They speak off topic. Okay, so one of the most common mistakes is students go off topic, or candidates go off topic in part 2. This is very bad. You don't want to do that. Okay, so be really careful about that. All right, do not go off topic. All right, read it twice if you have to. All right, so let's look at the card again. IELTS speaking part 2. Talk about a time when you had to do a big cleaning. You should say, when was it? What did you have to clean up? What did you use to clean? How did you feel about it? Would you do it again in the future? Okay, so we've read the card twice, and so we go to the next step. Step 2. Now, we have lots of students who regularly participate in these classes, and that's a sure way to improve your band scores. So I think some of you know what step 2 should be. What is step 2? Can anybody in the chat tell me what the next step is? This is a very important step. So instead of me telling you, you can tell me, and I'll let you know if you are correct. All right, Sanjay says, identify the topic and tense. Just like in this cue card, the topic would be an event and it would be a past tense. Sanjay, that is brilliant. That's exactly what you do. Okay, so identify, I don't like to say topic, that's a little bit different, but identify the category. Okay, so it's either a person, place, object, event, or idea in most cases. And in this case, it's going to be an event. Okay. And then, of course, as you just said, we have to also identify the tense. In this case, it is the past tense. So a lot of you learn the strategy of the PPF strategy, I believe it's called, the past, present, future. This only works for some cards. Be careful. Okay. So this card has some questions that deal with the future. So it's asking you, would you do it again in the future? How did you feel about it is still the past tense. So this is mostly the past, a little bit of future, not so much the present. So you really have to pay attention to the verb and the questions in the card so that you don't accidentally go off topic and start talking about the cleaning that you're planning to do today or how you're cleaning your house today, because it's not asking you about that. It's asking you about a time when you had to do a big cleaning. Okay, so it's past tense. Pay careful attention. You will not get a high score if you talk about the past, present, and future. Okay. All right, so before we jump to part 3, I see that some people are looking ahead and planning on the next step. But before we go to that next step, let's be careful, and let's just remember what we need to talk about when we talk about an event. So when you talk about an event, what are the points to include talking about an event? Okay, there are some very clear, specific points that you should discuss so that your listener is clear on the information. Okay, Monica, I'm glad you're enjoying the lesson so far. So what do you talk about when you talk about an event like a birthday, or you talk about graduation, or a big cleaning like in this cue card? What should you talk about? Sarah says when, where, why. Sarah, it's not a bad start, but instead of questions, think about statements. Students, it's better to think about statements because that will give you clarity in your head. You will think clearer. Okay, so Sanjay says location. Yeah, absolutely. You want to talk about the location of the event. BB says the setting. Yes, we'll get there. So time of the event. Yes, very good. So time, location. So time of the event, location of the event. Sure. Sunantha says the activities. Yeah, so what happened? Right? The activities of the event. Sure. Aha, Sanjay, very good. The attendance or the attendees. So who was at the event, right? Yes, so time, and notice how I'm organizing this because there is a logic to this usually. So time, location, attendees, activities, and Ilham says your feelings after the event. Feelings about the event. Yeah, there's one word that we could use for that. Your experience. Right? So did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Was it the best time of your life? So what was it? So kind of in this order. Okay, you should try to stick to this order and then you will have a good story. Think about it like a movie. In the year 1955, in a small town, there were hundreds of people who worked together to clean up a big mess after a tornado. They were working hard and enjoying each other's company while fixing all the damage that had been done. They were sad about losing their homes, but they felt a sense of community. Okay, I'm literally making that up. And all I'm doing as I'm making that up for you in real time is I'm going through time, location in the 1950s in a small town in southern US, Texas. Okay, so location, attendees, the people of the town, children, families. Okay, so I'm making it up as I go along, but I can do that. I can create a story. So storytelling is a kind of art form. And there is structure, there's technique. Okay, so you can do that when you have this sequence in mind. So A, B, C, D, E. You keep this in mind and you will do a pretty good job on a cue card that's focusing on an event. All right. Okay, BB says, great acting teacher. Yes, it's storytelling, and there are fantastic storytellers out there, and they follow these kinds of strategies. Okay, so this is an event. Now, step 3. Okay, so we read the card. We recognize that it's an event. We know what to say when it's an event. And we know that it's mostly about the past, talking about a big cleaning. And then we have step 3. What is step 3? Okay, so what do we do in the next step? Chayan Kip says, think of a couple of answers. Yeah, Sarah, preparing your first sentence comes later. It's about step 5. Okay, so careful. Don't jump through these steps. When you're practicing for the IELTS at home, make sure you go through these steps robotically. Okay, Step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. Make sure you don't talk like that during the IELTS exam, because the examiner will be like, huh? But in your mind, when you're practicing, you should be robotic in your step-by-step procedure, okay? So step 3, think of a couple answers. Yeah, don't just think of one. A big mistake people make is they think of one answer. They think, yeah, that's it. That's my answer. And then they realize, I don't know what I'm talking about, or, whoa, that's a really hard topic. Why did I choose that? You want to think of at least 2, hopefully 3 possible answers. Okay? So think of at least 2 or 3 possible choices and pick the best one to talk about. Okay, it should be easy, lots of content, and original. Okay, so it shouldn't be an idea that everybody else is talking about. Try to sound original, try to be you. Okay, lots of content. All right, so Chai and Kip says cleaning topics means cleaning my room. Okay, big cleaning of the room. Okay, so spring cleaning apartment. Okay, deep clean. Sure. What else? What other? So what kinds of, when, I'm sure we all had, or most of us have had some experience of doing some big cleanups. What other big cleanups? Okay, Baljit, very good. So cleaning the whole house on a festival. Yeah, so cleaning the house after a celebration. Sure, good. It could be your house, or maybe you had a celebration at a community center and you helped clean up. Okay. Yeah, Dijo Sebastian says cleaning up after a flood. So, yep, it happens. Your house gets flooded, your town gets flooded. Flood means there's a lot of water that comes from a river or maybe even a lake, and it floods the home, causes a lot of damage, causes a lot of dirt, requires a lot of cleaning. Could be difficult to answer. Anahita says cleaning the refrigerator. Ooh, big cleaning of the refrigerator. Yeah, maybe if you haven't cleaned it. Ma says cleaning after a sandstorm. Yeah, very good. So cleaning after a sandstorm. Very nice. Okay. Saha Jeep says cleaning the house before a festival like Diwali. Okay, or maybe after the festival, right? Sometimes you have to clean before, sometimes you have to clean after. Cleaning the school, yeah. After the end of the school year. Definitely, right? In some cultures or in many places, students are expected to help clean up the school when they are finished their grade. And that is a part of the end of the school year. Okay. Sarah, very good. I love that one. Okay. So Sarah says cleaning the new office or workplace. Yes, definitely. I'm sure many of us have had experiences cleaning up the office, or maybe you're cleaning a restaurant, the family restaurant, after a big celebration. Okay. All right, so let's just pick one of these and go with this one. All right, let's do cleaning. We just had a reading passage, the last class, about a wedding. So cleaning up the house after a wedding. How about that one? Let's go with that one for the example. Now, students, keep in mind all of these other great ideas, because you will have a chance to speak and answer this part 2 cue card. So we will use the website. We will talk to some students that are watching today, and you can definitely choose some of these other options. Again, remember when you do that to keep in mind the time, location, attendees, activities, experience. Okay, so I'm going to choose this one for practice for everybody. Cleaning up the house after a big wedding. All right, step 4, notes. Now, if you have a real situation, yeah, it could make it easier to talk about it, but you can absolutely just make it up, okay? All right, so notes, time. All right, cousin's wedding last June. Friday. Sure, cleaning was on Sunday, Saturday. Maybe 2 days. Big wedding. 2 days of cleaning. Ooh. All right. Hopefully you had some help, but I'm just making this up, okay? So time, location. Where was the wedding? Okay, obviously it was at your house, right? Where was the cleaning? So front and backyard, probably. Okay. House. All right, sure. That was the location. Where's your house located? Maybe you've got a beautiful big house and that's why you let your cousin use it for your wedding. So let's just give it a place, okay? So White Rock, Vancouver. I'm just making it up. I'm actually in Victoria. Vancouver's close by, just on the other side of the Strait of Juan de Fuca. Very nice area in Vancouver, or just outside Vancouver is White Rock. Okay, so yeah, Vancouver, sure. Backyard, front yard. So the T here means time. The L here means location. Okay, so the attendees. Okay, so at the wedding, now remember, you're not talking about the wedding, you're talking about the cleaning, right? So we can say at the wedding, let's say there were 200 guests. And let's say for the cleaning, it was family, friends, and let's say you had to hire some professionals to clean the pool, okay? Okay, the pool and the patio, you needed to hire a couple of professionals. You've got lots of content, okay? Once you become creative and good at this kind of strategy, you can create a lot of content like what I'm doing. And of course, the way that I'm doing this is I'm visualizing the content. So I've never had a big wedding at my house, to be honest with you. I've just never had a house big enough to have a wedding, but some people do. But here I'm visualizing. Okay, so see the event in your head, whether it's true, whether it happened, or whether you're just making it up because you can't think of a real cleaning situation that you had. So you're visualizing it. Now you only have a minute to do this, so you have to train your brain to be quick and clever at coming up with these little stories. Okay? All right. Neighbors. Sarah says, neighbors helped out with the cleaning. Yeah, I mean, the neighbors were a part of the wedding, and then they're like, ooh, let me help you with that. We'll take out the garbage. All right. So attendees, activities. What were the activities? We'll go with AC. What were the kinds of activities that you had to do? Give me some activities. Students, sweeping, floor, sweeping. Sure. What else? Washing. Probably lots of washing. Mopping. Yes. Gurpreet, not music, but you're cleaning, right? Picking up. Yeah. Scrubbing. Right? Scrubbing is when you're like, after a wedding, you're probably doing lots of scrubbing, all that cake and all those drinks and food, right? So lots of scrubbing. You're maybe even, I don't know about skiing. You're maybe even Yeah, doing some mopping. We've got that. You might be doing a bit of painting. Remember, everyone, the topic here is the cleaning, not the wedding, right? So it's a big cleaning that you had to do. Okay. Nakat, the tense here is past tense. This is a wedding that had happened. Okay. So arranging, arranging furniture. Okay, so here I'm thinking about all the verbs, right? Because it's activities, so it's actions. So I'm thinking of all the verbs that come to mind because these will be useful. Now, don't just list them, okay? So when you're actually doing the speaking, don't be like, and we were sweeping and washing and mopping and picking up and scrubbing and painting and arranging furniture. It's like, what? No, you have to give a sentence for each of these. So we have lots of content, right? Repairing, absolutely. Okay, good. Your experience. How did you feel about it? Okay, tiring, right? Lots of work to clean up after a big celebration like a wedding. So it would be tiring, but it could be fun because you're working together with family and friends after a fun event. So it's tiring, it's fun, it was maybe challenging, okay? You felt exhausted. Yeah, you enjoyed the work, Sarah. Absolutely. Okay, and now is your chance to shine, Sarah, with your previous comment of have your first sentence ready. This is a very important step, students. So after I completed my notes for my Part 2 cue card, I have to get my first sentence ready. One of the most common mistakes that students make is they either take a long time to start speaking or they do not speak directly, okay? So 2 big mistakes in Part 2. Students, or candidates, I should say at this point, candidates start too slowly. Like take 15 or 20 seconds to begin speaking. Okay. And then the other big mistake, they do not directly and clearly answer the cue card. Okay, I'll give you an example here of a bad start to Part 2. I have done a lot of cleaning in my life, but the big cleaning that I would like to talk about today happened when it's indirect. It kind of scares the examiner. In their head, they're like, oh boy, this student is going to talk about the moon and the stars and the whales in the oceans and everything in between in this cleaning experience. And they watch some videos on the internet that tell the candidate to talk generally about the cue card. No. For high band scores, band 7, band 8, band 9, you have to have a specific answer to Part 2. Okay, keep that in mind. Band 7, 8, 9 scores are awarded to candidates that answer Part 2 specifically. Okay. So here, your first sentence, okay, should be, I did a major cleaning after my cousin's wedding at our home last, what did we say, June? Doesn't matter. Could be July. Okay. Okay. So that would be the correct way to start this. Okay, it is specific. It answers the topic question. So the topic question is talk about a time you had to do a big cleaning. Okay, I did a major cleaning after my cousin's wedding at our home last June. Boom. Now the examiner is like, all right, this candidate read the cue card. They're talking to me specifically, answering the cue card. They're being original. They're being them. You are you. And you're not using a template, and you're on path to getting a great band score. Okay? Baljit says, I remember when I had cleaned my whole house after celebrating my elder brother's birthday. Good. Yeah. All right. Sean, if you want to learn about how to talk about a person, check out our website. We've got all of that information in our premium course, or check out some of the videos on the YouTube channel. We do cover all of the topics, okay? All right, so I've got a great start. So now it's all about speaking, okay? And that's all I'm going to do. My strategy here, okay, is step by step, okay? So here is what you do for part 2. Okay, follow this strategy. Step by step. Okay, don't rush. Use the notes. Use the questions. Okay, focus on yourself. That's what we do. Watch. Okay, this is how we'll do it. So I did a major cleaning after my cousin's wedding at our home last June. My cousin, Jim, and his wife, obviously now wife, Tina, got married at our home June 15th, and invited almost 200 guests. There was lots of food, music, dancing, and of course, a big mess to clean up afterwards. Okay, so this is that setting part. So BB, when you said describe the setting, this is my setting. Okay, this is only the first 15 seconds of my speaking. I'm creating the setting, the background, so I'm talking about the time and the location, and I'm starting to get into some of the attendees. So the cleanup took almost 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Our place looked like it had been hit by a hurricane. Okay. Notice this imagery, so this really nice illusion here, and I'm using the past perfect tense here. Okay, it had been, looked like it had been hit by a hurricane or a tornado or a flood, whatever you want to say. So our place looked like it had been hit by a hurricane. Fortunately, attendees. So you're like, well, how is he doing that? How is he thinking about that? It's not magic, students. It's just simply going through my notes. So cousin's wedding last June, Friday, cleanup Saturday and Sunday. Check. I've covered that. Front yard, house, backyard, White Rock, Vancouver. I didn't cover that. Guests, I covered that. Okay, so I'm basically just knocking points off of my notes as I'm going through this. All right? Makes sense? Everybody okay so far? Are you all following me so far? You're not lost? You're not confused by what I'm saying? Can some viewers just give me a thumbs up in the chat so I make sure that I haven't lost you and you're still on board? Again, for everybody that's joining in, we are covering the speaking section cue card. This one's an event. Talk about a time when you had to do a big cleaning. When was it? What did you have to clean up? what did you use to clean, right? Okay. All right. We've got lots of thumbs up. Good. You're on board. Fantastic. I haven't lost you. Okay, so let's keep going. And this is the beautiful thing. Even if I talk about some other idea for a second, like making sure you understand me, I can continue because I know exactly what I need to say next, right? So fortunately, I had the help of my family, parents, brothers, aunts, and uncles, as well as some neighbors and even a couple of professionals to tidy up. Tidy up is a nice phrasal verb that means to clean. Okay, so to tidy up. Okay. We had to pick up the garbage on both the front and backyard, as well as wash or sweep and mop the floors on the inside of the house, clean and scrub the kitchen and the bathroom, and the professionals needed to fix some broken furniture and paint a part of the living room. Big party, okay? I'm just making it up, right? Big party, big festival, right? Okay, so I'm doing a good job. I'm starting to cover all of those points in my notes. Now, I'm talking about the activities, so attendees, activities, I'm covering those points. My experience, it was quite a grueling job, but there was a sense of community and enjoyment working together with friends and family. All right, so far, so good. The examiner's looking at me, listening attentively. I'm feeling good about my answers so far. I'm talking fluently. And maybe here I get a little bit stuck. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Did I finish talking? Am I done? So I look at my notes and I look at my question, right? So notes, question. Look at it. All right. Okay, so I look at my notes, I look at the question. First of all, I look at the question. I have to answer all the questions on the card. If I don't, I won't get a full mark. So what did you have to clean up? Sure, it was a wedding party. What did you use to clean? Okay, I kind of answered that, but not really. So how did you feel about it? Would you do it again in the future? Okay, sure. I used a lot of cleaning supplies like detergents, as well as a mop, broom, and a lot of rags to clean up the stains from food and drink. Okay. Although the cleaning was fun, I would rather avoid having to do this again in the future. Certainly, this was the biggest cleaning I have had to do as far as I can remember. Okay, notice this interesting last sentence, everybody. This is a concluding sentence. Okay, it tells the examiner that I'm finished my response. All right, so this is a very good type of sentence to include, because then the examiner isn't looking at you like, are you going to keep talking about the event and this huge party or this big cleaning? So it tells the examiner that, hey, look, this guy's done. He answered the card. He answered all the points. 90 seconds, 100 seconds, full 2 minutes, 1 minute, 20 seconds. Ready for part 3, right? Okay, so this is what it looks like. Students, this is speaking, so let's practice speaking, okay? If you have to do a little bit of reading, that's okay. I promise I will go somewhat slowly, and just copy after me. Now, speak and focus, because after we do this, I will contact some of our viewers and you will have a chance to practice part 2 and talk about a big cleaning. Okay, so first let's take a look at the card again. IELTS speaking part 2. Talk about a time when you had to do a big cleaning. You should say, when was it? What did you have to clean up? What did you use to clean? How did you feel about it? Would you do it again in the future? Good. Isuru, congrats on your IELTS score. Good job. Send me a testimonial. All right, let's answer this. So the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. Students, speak and repeat. I did a major cleaning after my cousin's wedding at our home last June. My cousin Jim and his wife Tina got married at our home June 15th and invited almost 200 guests. There was lots of food, music, dancing, and of course a big mess to clean up afterwards. The cleanup took almost 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Our place looked like it had been hit by a hurricane. Fortunately, I had the help of family, parents, brothers, aunts and uncles, as well as some neighbors and even a couple of professionals to tidy up. We had to pick up the garbage on both the front and backyard, as well as sweep and mop the floors on the inside of the house, clean and scrub the kitchen and the bathroom. And the professionals needed to fix some broken furniture and paint a part of the living room. It was quite a grueling job, but there was a sense of community and enjoyment working together with friends and family. I used a lot of cleaning supplies like detergents, as well as a mop, broom, and a lot of rags to clean up the stains from food and drink. Although the cleaning was fun, I would rather avoid having to do this again in the future. Certainly, this was the biggest cleaning I have had to do as far as I can remember. Okay, your speaking time is up. We will now continue with part 3. Please put the note paper and the pencil to the side, and I will now ask you questions related to the topic of part 2. Let's talk about cleaning. All right, so that's how it goes, and that would be a part 2, step by step strategy, right? So logic, strategy, story building. Band 9. Challenging? Yes. Impossible? No. You can do it. You just need to practice it. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to practice this part 2 cue card with some of our viewers. So check it out. Hang in there, volunteer, and learn from your peers. Peer learning is extremely valuable. Okay. So for peer learning, let's go to aehelp.com. Okay. www.aehelp.com. You'll see this website. Okay. Make sure you are on our original website here at aehelp.com. It's academicenglishhelp.com. You can join the premium package by clicking this big red button. We always use these websites in our live classes, so it's a good idea to get the textbooks, the materials for these live classes. You get that by joining the premium package, or you can try it free and click on this green button. Okay. The student speaking to talk to other students, it's absolutely free. You do not have to pay a single cent for that. Okay. But when you get the premium course, then you will have access to all of the practice exams, as well as all of the videos, audio materials that we use for listening. So it's a good idea. Log in and click on student partner speaking. Okay, you'll see computer-based practice exams, full online course, lots more. But here, click on student partner speaking. It's just right above my head there. And once you've clicked on student partner speaking, you get a pop-up. Accept the terms. Basically, it means you're responsible. Keep your private information private, and be respectful with other students. Talk about IELTS, focus on English. And then you get into this interface. You get a new window, like magic. And then you see these blue envelopes and you see these names. You will see a name that will be me. My name will appear as Master. It's very clear to identify. You click the blue envelope. And by clicking the blue envelope, you can send me a text message and send me a text like, I want to volunteer. I want to try this. Let me do it. I'm excited. I'm pumped. Be excited. Always be excited. Whatever you do. And then I will contact you, and then you can speak with me. So here we go, everybody. Let me see who's volunteering. Okay, Baljit, you've had a turn last class. So let's start with Anahita this time. Anahita, are you ready? Ew, caps lock on. Are you ready to give this a go? And then once you respond and you say, yes, I am, or let's do it, or rock and roll, then you will have a chance to answer this part 2 cue card. Now, students, you can use the same answer. So you can talk about a big cleanup after a wedding. So same topic, or you can challenge yourself and talk about different topics that maybe we haven't talked about yet, or some that we did identify, like cleaning up at the end of the school year. Anahita, I'm waiting for your response. There you are. Let's check it out. Here we go. Hello, Anahita. It sounds like you picked up, but I don't quite hear you. Make sure that you enable your speakers and microphone on the website. Test it with another student to make sure that your system's working. Okay, students, make sure it's working in your country. Make sure it's working from your device. So test it out. Anahita, I'm not sure why, but I don't hear a peep. I don't hear a sound. So I'm going to switch to another student here. Let's see. We've got Nikat. Let's see if Nikat is available. Are you ready? Hang in there, students. We've got a good amount of time left in this class, so I should be able to get at least 3-4 different students answering this Part 2 cue card. Okay. The cut is ready. We just used this system for the reading, so it works just fine. Should.
Hello.
Hi, Nakat.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. And what about you?
I'm doing good. Am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Nakat?
My name is originally Nizat, but in every course, teachers call me Nikat. It's not a problem for me.
Okay. So it's more like Nitzat?
Nizat.
Nizat. So it's like a Z sound, Nizat. Well, I want to call you the way your mother named you, so preferably as close as possible. So it's Nizat. Okay, Nizat. All right,
Okay.
Nizat. Where are you? What part of the world are you calling from?
I'm coming from Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan. Awesome. I love the name. I just love the name of that country. I don't know why, but I think it's got the coolest name. Azerbaijan. All right, Nizat. So why are you doing the IELTS?
I'm studying at university now, and I want to take an IELTS degree above 7 for finding new job opportunities and traveling abroad for new opportunities.
Yeah, good for you. That's IELTS is definitely, a good way to do it. A lot of people are talking about the PTE and other exams, but IELTS is really the best exam for global travel and study. So your thinking is correct. Okay, Nizat, then let's do this. So speaking part 2, I will start you off. And you can try the same answer that we gave as the example here in the class, the cleaning, or you can try something different, okay? It's up to you. You ready? Okay, here we go. So,
yeah.
IELTS speaking part 2. Talk about a time you had to do a big cleaning. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Okay. Can I start, sir?
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a station such a long days ago. We have a party in our house, definitely in my house, and my close friends came to my house, had come to my house for joining this party, and there were a lot of friends which someone I don't know, but party was such a good. But after the party, there was a great cleaning. There was a lot of cleaning, and it seems like very boring, but I must clean all the room because my parents didn't know about this party, and I must clean up this in 3 hours. There were a lot of different type of rubbish, and I use a lot of different techniques for cleaning up. I picked some biggest litter, and then I sweep, and then it's and then
okay, your time is up. I will stop you there. And we will now
Okay.
continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you some questions related to the topic of part 2. Okay, Nizan.
Okay.
Pretty good. Not bad. Okay, brave, courageous, confident. Good. You're pushing. That's how you do it. You got to practice. So you're doing the practice. You're on the right path. Good. Band score, I would say 5.5 to 6. Okay, so 5.5 on the low end, 6 on the high end. You're more or less fluent. So you are close to fluent. You kind of get a little bit stuck here and there, but you are speaking continuously. So you're very close to fluent. 5.5 because you do make some grammatical mistakes. Some of your sentences are fairly simple. Okay. You have good vocabulary, however, so your vocabulary score would be an easy band 7, between 7 and 8 even. You did a lot of paraphrasing, like you said clean up, you said rubbish, you said litter, so you know more than one way to say garbage, right? You said garbage, litter, rubbish, so lots of different paraphrasing there, so very nice. Your pronunciation is pretty good. It's a solid 7, maybe even an 8. I understand 90% of the words that you're telling me clearly. So pronunciation is not a problem. Here the biggest issue was fluency and content. So you need to speak a little bit smoother, connect your ideas a little bit better, and make sure to answer the questions on the card and focus on the topic. Okay. So you said, in the beginning, you said there was a station 1 day ago. I didn't really understand that. So make sure that your first sentence is very clear for the examiner. Okay. And then you said, we had a party in my house. Keep this in mind, and this is for everybody. Your first sentence should always answer the topic question. So talk about a time you had to do a big cleaning. And so later you said that you had to do a big cleaning after this party. That's what you should start with. Okay. So I had to do a big cleaning after throwing a party. We throw parties.
Okay.
Throwing a party for my friends at my home. Okay. So that answers the question right away. Just repeat this sentence after me. So I had to do a big cleaning after throwing a party for my friends at my home.
Can you repeat, please?
I had to do a big cleaning after throwing a party for my friends at home.
I had to do cleaning before through party.
Just stop. After throwing a party.
After throwing party.
For my friends at home.
For my friends at home.
Yeah, at home. So that's what you have. That's what you have to do. Okay, very clearly answer the question. Don't build the story before that, because then the examiner's like, okay, is this person talking about a cleaning or are they talking about a party? So you have to make it very clear for the examiner that you're going to talk about a cleaning, not a party, and you want to do that in the beginning. Okay. All right, and then avoid unnecessary detail. And this is for everybody, okay? So this happens to people, but you only have 2 minutes, sometimes less. Sometimes you only have like 90 seconds. Some examiners are in a rush. So avoid unnecessary detail. Like you said, and there were a lot of friends, someone I didn't know, okay? The someone I didn't know, I mean, yeah, they're strangers. It's not important though, right? So you don't want to use time giving that kind of detail. That's not relevant, right? So only if you answered all the questions and you still have lots of time should you give more details. And even then your details should be on topic, okay? So stay away from unnecessary information, okay? This last part here, that was really good. That was good content. Okay, so focus on good content. All right. But nevertheless, good idea, good start. Keep up the practice and you'll get fluent. Okay, make sure to use this website. Talk to all these other beautiful people here regularly and you'll improve your English, okay?
Okay. At the end, can I ask one question?
Go ahead, go for it, Nazat.
I want to go to the USA this summer with work and travel program, and I think there will be a lot of process, and one of them is G1 visa. Have you any classes for preparing this visa interview?
No, I don't. So I specifically focus on the IELTS exam. But here's an interesting piece of advice. So when you're doing interviews, like in Canada here, we have an immigration interview, a verbal interview. The verbal interview in Canada for immigration is exactly the same or very, very similar to IELTS speaking part 1. So if you can do a good job for IELTS speaking part 1, speaking part 3, you can do a good job for these speaking interviews. Okay, so the visa interview, I bet, is very, very similar to IELTS speaking part 1 and speaking part 3. Okay, they're usually about you, and often the questions about your background, your ambition, what you plan to do. So think about preparing for those kinds of questions. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You are very welcome, Nazat. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day in Azerbaijan.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye for now. Okay, that was good. That was good by Nazat. Let's try somebody else. Afreen is right in front of me here, so let's give Afreen a chance. Are you ready? Hang in there, students. I will move around in the list, so I promise it's not necessarily going to be ordered here. Afreen. We definitely want to give new students a chance as well, right? So don't call me, let me call you, okay? So Afreen, if you're there, if you're ready, give me a call, give me a sign, and we can connect. And again, students, if you feel confident, you can try an original answer. So that was a little bit different than our practice for the wedding. Okay, Afreen. Hello, Afreen. I can hear that you picked up, but I don't hear you. Again, usually, students, when I don't hear you, it's most commonly because you have not enabled the website to use the speaker and microphone on your computer, or you're using VPN data connection or something that's blocking the chat function. Okay, so Afreen, you have to test it with somebody else first. Okay, so test it out, test your settings. When it works with some other students that are here, then you'll know that it should work with me as well. Okay, all right, Yuchuk, are you ready? Okay, again, don't call me, students, I will call you. All right, Yuchuk, if you're ready, let me know. All right, you are ready. Good. Hello,
Hear me?
you. Hi, you.
Can you hear me?
I can you. Can you mute YouTube? So click the little speaker on YouTube so that we're not getting double audio.
Hello? Can you hear
Yep,
me?
yep, I can. And it sounds like you muted YouTube, so that's good. How are you doing, you?
Well, I'm doing quite fine. I'm currently studying hard to get a good band score in my IELTS exam.
When is your IELTS exam?
2 days later, on the 20th of August.
Whoa, okay. No time like the present, as they say, right? Okay, 2 days, good for you. And you found us. All right, well, good luck, first of all, on your exam in 2 days. I will keep my fingers crossed that you get a fantastic score. What country are you in?
Hong Kong.
You're in Hong Kong. Awesome.
Yeah.
In China. Okay. Awesome. Love to visit Hong Kong one day. I hear it's quite the busy place.
Hopefully, if the pandemic restrictions are relaxed.
Yeah, I know it's still quite strict there.
Now, for now, visitors are required to stay in hotel for 3 days before coming out.
It will change. It will change. All right, let's do this. Are you ready for speaking part 2?
Yes.
Okay, ready as I'll ever be, right? It's a good time to practice it. All right. I'll present the card. You should see it on the screen in just a second. And then I will start you off, okay? So talk about a time when you had to do a big cleaning. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
I had done a lot of cleaning a few months ago about the time when it is about Chinese New Year. I cleaned up the whole house with my family, as not only my room. It's also the whole house is extremely untidy with a lot of bolts everywhere, a lot of debris everywhere. Not only that, the floor is extremely dirty and it's also flooded in some places. As a result, I cleaned up my house not only to simply clean up my house, but it's also a ritual, as cleaning up my house is an extremely important custom before the Chinese New Year holidays, in order to ensure that there will be good luck in the upcoming year. I cleaned up the floor by using a broom to mop up any small debris. I also used detergents to clean up a lot of surfaces, such as those in the toilet, where it's extremely dirty. For the floor, I also mopped up using some water as well as a mop. Afterwards, I also tidy out some objects in person by rearranging them. And ultimately, after 1 or 2 days, the room is now cleaned up, and I felt not only comfortable, but also pleased to see the home as it's clean again.
Okay, your time is up. I will stop you there. And now we will continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you some more questions related to the topic of part 2. All right, that was good. That was solid. Okay, you got going. So the beginning was a little bit shaky. You had some awkward sentences and the grammar was a little bit off, and then it got better and better. So my number 1 advice to you for your IELTS exam, is make sure that when your exam is happening, your speaking is in 2 days, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so make sure that you're speaking only English before your exam, because I can tell that when you speak in English for a while, your English gets better and better, and that's usually for a lot of people, it's like that. So if you practice a little bit of part 2 and a couple of part 1, couple of part 3 questions before your interview, I think you're going to get the best score possible, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So don't speak in Cantonese right before the exam and then walk in, right? But make sure that you're speaking in English for at least an hour before the test, okay? Maybe get one of your friends or hire a tutor or something to speak in English before the test, okay? Because your start, like the first few sentences, I think they were about a band 5.56, and then later you improved and your band got up to 6.5 easily. Okay, so I think you would get a score of 6.5, maybe even a 7, depending on the examiner, depending on how strict they are with grammar. So I'm very interested when after you finish your exam and when you have your score, come back and visit us on the YouTube channel and let me know what score you got. Okay?
Yeah, surely.
All right. Okay. You did really well answering the questions on the card. So it was nice to see that you paid attention to make sure that you're specific and you're answering the questions on the card. You said, I have done a lot of cleaning during a few months ago. I would rearrange that. I would say a few months ago. Okay. In February, right? Because I think Chinese New Year was in February.
Yeah.
So I had done, it's past perfect, not present perfect. I had done a lot of cleaning, okay, when it was Chinese New Year's. Okay, so that would be a little bit of a clearer sentence. You have some grammatical mistakes, but don't worry about them too much at this point because it's basically impossible to improve grammar in 2 days. So don't even worry about your grammar at this point, okay? Just really focus on giving good quality answers, so good content. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes.
Okay, good. Repeat this sentence after me. A few months ago, in February, I had done a lot of cleaning when it was Chinese New Year.
A few months ago in February, I had done a lot of cleaning when it was Chinese New Year.
Yeah. Now, another, I don't know how many students caught this, but the examiner will catch this, and I caught this, and this was really interesting, I almost forgot to say this, but I just remembered it, and it was really interesting, and I'm sure some people in the chat will be like, oh, okay. You started really fast. I think that was because you're a little bit nervous. When people are nervous, they either speak really fast or they speak slow. So you started speaking really fast, and I think that's why you were making more grammar mistakes. And then once you got confident, once you calmed down, you're like, oh, okay, I can do this. I speak English. This isn't so bad. Then you started to speak a little bit slower. Right around this part. So when you started to say cleaning up my house is an extremely important custom to ensure that there will be good luck in the coming year. Beautiful sentence, by the way. You started to create longer, better, more accurate sentences because you calmed down and you started speaking a little bit slower. And when you were speaking slower, your grammar became better. Did you notice that? Not really, right? Because you were in the moment.
Not to me about that.
Yeah. Watch. So later when this video will be on YouTube, watch this part. You're going to see this at 1 hour, 8 minutes or so, 7 minutes. Watch it again and you will notice in your answer that you start really fast. It's a bit awkward and then you slow down and it becomes better. So what's the wisdom, or what do you learn? Don't rush, right? Have a good, clear first sentence and don't rush. Just remember, slow and steady with clear English, okay?
Yes.
All right, you. Thank you for volunteering. Good luck on your exam on the 20th. Thumbs up.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Bye, you.
Goodbye.
All right, that was you from Hong Kong. Yeah, that was really good. Give him a thumbs up. That was really nice. Okay. All right. Let's see who else we have here. We've got, let's see, let's go a little bit to the bottom of the list here. We've got Tara. Let's give Tara a chance. Tara, are you ready to try? Yeah, and again, students, there's no good or bad. It's all about learning. It's all about improving our communication and our language. So, Tara, here we go. Hello, Tara.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you too.
I'm very thank you. Oh, luckily, I've
Good.
tested a lot of times, so
Awesome. Tara, where are you calling from?
yes, I'm from Vietnam.
From Vietnam. And you sound excited. Are you excited?
Yes, of course, I always am.
That's a good way to
I'm
be.
supposed to be.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
excited is a good way to be.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Tara, what part of Vietnam, may I ask?
Yes, I'm living in Hanoi,
In
so it's the
Hanoi.
capital city of Vietnam. Yes.
Big capital. All right. Okay, Tara, why are you doing IELTS?
Yes, but to be honest, because I don't feel really confident with it, with my, English speaking. So I was trying to practice and, to have a test, what my level is, so that I know what to improve.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think that's a great idea. And I have a feeling like you really like English because I'm sensing a bit of a British accent. Have you been practicing the British accent?
I think because back in university I had to heard a lot of like tests, but in British accent. So I guess it just somehow got into me. So I have tendency to mimic the way people talk, and yeah.
Good for you.
So
Yeah. Good for you. Mimicry is good. I can sense it. I can sense the British accent. Good. Okay, well, let's do this. So let's take a look at this part 2 cue card another time here. And I'll start you off whenever you're ready. Here we go. So speaking part 2.
Right.
Good. Speaking part 2. Talk about a time when you had to do a big cleaning. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Yes, okay, thank you. So I want to share a little bit about like one of the most common event that we always have in in our New Year's Eve, which is cleaning. So so normally I have to do it like every year. It's like once a year we have to clean everything in our house, every rooms, every corners. Yeah, so that basically what we have to do every end of the year, because we believe that if we just stop cleaning if we start cleaning in the beginning of the year, it's gonna bring our luck away. So Vietnamese people has tendency to clean at the end of the year, and I use tons of equipment to help me with my cleaning, to be honest, like all type of mops and like cleaning machine and all kind of like what can I say, liquid to help the house as clean and as like as good as possible. Yes. And to be honest, even though I feel very tired after all the cleaning, I still somehow at the end of the day feel a little bit of like achievement, like a happiness. So so one of the most important thing is that should I keep doing it in the future as a tradition for New Year Eve? I don't think so. Yeah, I think even though it's fun and sometimes you can feel very happy to complete something, still I think it's better for people or for me to somehow just hire someone to do it for me in the future, because it's to me it's to me a bit time consuming. Yeah.
Okay, your time is up. I will stop you there and we will now continue with part 3. Please put the note paper and the pencil to the side. Okay, good. So that would be about, so that was pretty good. That would be about a band 6.5, maybe a 7, again, depending on the examiner. The difference between 6.5 and 7, and this is kind of similar with you, because you're fluent, you was fluent. I understood what you said. I understand what you are saying. But the small issue that keeps coming up is just some redundant grammatical mistakes. So some mistakes in awkward phrasing or grammar. And some examiners are stricter than others. So that's why I say that, some examiners might say, okay, it's not the end of the world. It's still good communication. I would say 7. And some examiners might say, well, it's fluent, but it's not quite good yet. It's because of all those grammar mistakes. So it's 6.5. So it kind of depends. The trick, the same as for you, slower. So you're excited. You're speaking quickly, slower. And the other important tip for you as well is to focus on the question. Okay, a lot of students make this mistake in the IELTS where they talk generally at the beginning of part 2 and they lose a lot of time. So you said, so I want to share a little bit about one of the most common events that we have in our New Year's Eve, which is cleaning. It's too general. It's like if we had 10 minutes to talk or 15 minutes to talk just about this, then maybe, yes, that would be okay. But we only have 2 minutes. So you really have to just stick to the cue card and to the specific answer. Does that make sense? Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
now you made another critical mistake, and you really want to pay. This is for everybody. Make sure you pay attention to this. The card says, "Talk about a time when you had to
Yes.
do a big cleaning." Not we, and not
Yeah.
the people of Vietnam, okay? But
Yes.
you as the individual, right? So what scares the examiner when you give this answer is that you're not really talking about the cue card. You're talking about cleaning in general and New Year's cleaning. Now, you kind of fixed that. You kind of started talking about, okay, I did this big cleaning and I used the mop and everything. So that you kind of fixed it, but it was a bad start and then fixing. You don't want that situation. You want a good start. You want a good middle, good finish. You don't want to fix a broken beginning of part two. So instead of all of these we's, like you notice how you have we, and all of these we pronouns, it's not you, right? It's not your cleaning, but it's the we cleaning. So you have to change all of those to I. I want to share a little bit about one of the most common events that I have during New Year's. I have to clean my house. It's my culture. It's my culture. It's my Vietnamese custom. If I stop cleaning at the beginning of the year, I will have bad luck. So I used tons of equipment. Cleaning machines. What's a cleaning machine?
To be honest, I haven't thought of the word, so I was trying to put something in.
It worked. It was acceptable, but
What was like
vacuum.
that? Vacuum, yeah, vacuum cleaner. Yes. Why do I think of it?
Talk
Yes.
about a vacuum cleaner, right? So,
Yes.
but you know, overall, you have good vocabulary, so it's okay. No, even native speakers don't always remember the exact words that they want to use, so it's not the end of the world. You did use some nice language, like you used some nice conjunctions. You said even though to connect. You said I used tons of equipment, which is a nice natural expression. Now, notice too, and that you did this as well, once you say I will hire someone in the future to do this kind of cleaning, it basically tells the examiner that you're finished. Why? Because you just answered the very last question. So now the examiner's thinking, okay, the student's done, right? So they'll stop you.
Yeah.
As soon as you give that one and you're over 1 minute, they will stop you when you answer that last question. Okay, so don't answer the last question until the close to the end, like the 90-second mark, 1 minute mark. Okay, make sure you answer all of these other ones before you answer this last question. Otherwise, the examiner might think that you're finished. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're
Just
very
like,
welcome. Tara, keep up the good studies. Don't rush. Slow and steady. Okay, slow, clear. You have a lot of language. You have a lot of English. You have a lot of vocabulary. So make it clean. Make it clear. Make it coherent. Speak slowly. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. I
But
get it.
stay
Yes.
excited. Slow doesn't mean get bored. Stay excited. Okay. All right. Bye, Tara. Have a lovely day.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for your feedback.
You're welcome. All right, that was Tara. Very good job. Okay, students, we've got time. We've got a little bit more time. Let's take somebody else. Kshtiz. I can't pronounce that. We'll have to ask for some help here from the individual. Are you ready? One of the trickier names. Kshtiz. All right. Hello. Can you hear me? Kshtiz. I can't hear you, which is really unfortunate because I wanted to learn how to pronounce your name. But I guess that will have to wait. Check your settings. Make sure you enabled your microphone. Make sure you have a good, strong internet connection. And make sure you allow the permissions for the website to use your mic and your speakers. Come back again because I'd love to learn how to pronounce your name. Okay, I'm intrigued by that. All right, let's take somebody else. We've got Sarah here very patiently waiting. Let's see if Sarah is one of our regular students. Are you ready? I'm always giving new and old students chances, so here we go. Sarah, if you're still with us, I know you're in France, and I'm guessing the time right now for you is about 3 p.m., 4 p.m., something like that. So if you're still there, Sarah, I wonder if you managed to hang on until now, then let me know. Give me a sign. Ah, you are there. Good for you. Being attentive, not giving up. Hi, Sarah. Usually I can hear Sarah. I don't know what's going on, Sarah. I can't hear you right now. The world of internet is a messy place. Could be a connection situation, could be a mute situation. Definitely working on my end. Sarah, check it out. See if there's something different today than before. See if maybe you're using a different kind of internet connection, or a different device, or you changed or upgraded your settings. Sometimes if you do like an update on your phone or your OS, that can knock out. Oh yeah, there it is. Right, because you said that you changed your phone. You're using a new phone. Aha, that'll do it. See what's different about this phone than the other one. Did you switch from Android to OS, or are you still using the same operating system? Should work. I can see Sarah chatting here. That's why I'm asking. It should help other people as well. So Sarah's saying it's not working on this phone. Write me an email, Sarah. I would love to get some feedback from you on what kind of a phone upgrade you did and why that's not working. Okay, so send me an email and we'll talk to our techs, see if it's something we can fix on our side. Okay, let's take somebody else. Yeah, iPhone. Okay, was it not an iPhone before? Unfortunately, Apple can be tricky at times with the internet and other software. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have? Mario here tried to call me and is being very patient. Let's see if Mario is ready. Are you ready? Mario, if you're there, let me know. Give me a sign. Yes, you are, and you were waiting patiently. Okay, here we go. Hello, Mario. I hear you picked up quite fast as well, but I can't hear you. Are you also using an iPhone? Are we having some iPhone issues? If you're using a phone, by the way, be careful to have too many apps open. On a phone, one issue that can occur is that if you're using multiple apps like this website and YouTube at the same time, then the device gets crowded, like the microphone or the speaker, and the device doesn't know which one to go with. So yeah, it could be a problem. I can't hear you, Mario, so check it out on your end. I was kind of hoping to talk with you. You have the same name as my younger brother. So, but next time. Okay, let's try Yagna. Kishijits, wait. If Yagna doesn't work, I'll give you a call back, okay? Are you ready, Yagna? If Yagna is still with us. We'll take one more person for the day, okay? Let's see if we can reach out. Students, when you're studying, when you're using this website, for the website, definitely use the computer if you can. I know phones are popular, but PCs are better for learning. Yagna, are you there? You picked up. Still no. What's going on? Why can I not hear you? Is everybody using iPhones? Have iPhones become so popular? Maybe, maybe not. All right, let's try. Let's give Kirshid's a chance again. Okay, are you ready? Tried to call me. I really want to know how to pronounce this. Are you ready? Let's do this. Seems like you're ready. So I'm going to call you. Perfect. Hello. Kishtiz. I still can't hear you. I don't know if that was the same issue that we had before. Okay, let's try somebody else. Let's try Jose. Jose is usually pretty good. Are you ready? I think Jose volunteered for reading last class and we had a good connection. So if I can't connect to Jose, it's going to be something on my end, right? We'll troubleshoot it then, but I don't think it is because I've connected with a couple students already, so I don't think it will be. Jose, if you're there, give me a life sign. Yes, I am. Let's give this part 2 a shot. We've had cleaning up after New Year's celebrations, and we've had cleaning up after parties. Let's see if somebody has maybe a different idea to clean up. Jose, if you're still hanging around, let me know. It's like the internet gods are against me. For us, we got to connect. We got to prove them that they're wrong. Never give up. Perseverance. Okay. No. Not there. All right. Let's try Alexander. Alexander, are you ready? Here we go. I will not give up. You should not give up. Always push forward, and that's a very important tip for your IELTS as well. A lot of students feel discouraged at times, but you never should. All right, Alexander. There, I can hear sound. Hi, Alexander.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
I can hear you, Alexander, nice and clear.
Oh, nice to hear you. Yeah, finally.
Nice to meet you as well. Alexander, make sure you mute YouTube so we're not getting double audio.
Just a second. Is it fine now?
It's perfect. Alexander, are you using a PC or a mobile phone?
PC.
Yeah, PCs usually work a bit better for this type of engagement. And what country are you in, Alexander?
Moscow, Russia. Currently.
You're in Moscow, right in the capital.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, Alexander. And why are you planning to take IELTS exam?
So I'd like to immigrate.
For immigration.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. So you will have to do the general IELTS exam. Okay, Alexander,
Yes, sure.
Sounds good. I will help you with this. So let's practice this cue card one last time. I will start you off, and then whenever you're ready, start speaking. Here we go. So talk about a time when you had to do a big cleaning. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please start speaking.
So last year I had to sell my flat, and as you know, as probably it known that we should prepare our flat for customers. I was recommended to clean it up, to have very good, attractive view design. So I had to find some professionals. Fortunately, in Russia we have wide choice of services, and I found some attractive price professionals, and we spent whole day to make vacuum cleaning, to make wiping of my windows, all my equipment, even walls. So it was really big deal, but finally it paid off because the flat looked much better, even attractive for me. And as a result, even we made some improvement, some additional development a small repayment, which we can call cleaning as well. And I felt very much satisfied with result and sold this flat quite quickly. And before the cleaning, it was not so easy to sell, because for customers you have to show very clean and bright flat to make them.
Okay, your time is up. I will stop you there, Alexander, and now we will continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you some more questions related to the topic of part 2. All right,
Okay.
Alexander, that was pretty good. It was about a band 6, I would say, maybe a 6.5. So you're also in that 6.65 range, which for immigration, depending on what you want to do, is good enough. Your goal for immigration should be band 7 at least. Okay, band 7 will definitely help you more when you hand in your application for immigration. I know that Canada for fast visas needs band 7 or higher on the IELTS exam. Okay, all right.
Depends on province or everywhere.
Sorry, one more time. Can you ask me that, Alexander?
Does it depend on province of Canada, or it's a general?
No, the immigration is federal. So the Immigration Department of Canada is a federal department. It's not provincial. So it's the whole country. It's the same. It's not by province. Yeah. It's a tricky question, Alexander, because if people plan to move to North Canada, where it's cold, it's a bit more rural, like Yukon or Northwest Territories, then they might take lower scores and such, because they want they want to increase the population. But if you want to live in like Ontario, British Columbia, Alberta, so the more populated parts of Canada, then it's standard. So it is government level. Okay. Or federal, I should say federal level. Okay, so my advice to you is the same as I believe it was Tara that we had before, where you're not specifying yourself. So you've got good content. I like how you're not rushing. So you have clarity. You're speaking to me clearly, but you're not clearly answering the card. Again, the cue card, when it's about you, it's very important that you talk about you, and you keep using the pronouns I, me, my, okay? So you started that way. You said last year I had to sell my flat, and then you said, as you probably know. Don't talk about me. I'm just the examiner. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you do.
I remember.
So just talk about yourself. So I have to prepare my flat for customers. So it is very attractive for them. I had to find some professionals to help me clean, right? Because here I was a little bit worried that you were going to talk about the professionals cleaning and not you cleaning, right? Because it's you cleaning. And then you said we spent the whole day, okay. And then you said make vacuum cleaning. Careful with the verb make. We don't use that for the verbs in English like in other languages, maybe Russian or Spanish. I know that the word make is more commonly used. In English, we don't use it as much. The actual nouns often become the verbs. So vacuuming, sweeping. If you say make vacuum or make sweeping, it sounds like you're making a vacuum, like you're building a vacuum, right? To me. So, right, it's not. So careful with that. Make, okay? Don't use it as much, right? Use the proper verb. And then really pay attention to the card, right? So what did you use to clean? How did you feel about it? Would you do it again in the future? It felt like you kind of missed some of the questions on the card. So you want to check the card, answer those questions, okay?
Okay.
All right. So do you have a plan for when you're going to do the IELTS exam? So do you have a date?
Oh, not yet, because as you know, we have to move to different country.
I know. It's super annoying. Yeah, politics, right?
Probably, but actually I planned for May, but postponed to September, October, because In some neighboring countries, it's very hot now, I think.
Right, right. Yeah, and no rush. If you're not in a rush to do it, then definitely don't rush because like I said, you want to get a band 7, and to go from a band 6 to a band 7, it usually takes at least 3 to 4 months of focused, intensive English study. So use English as much as possible, use the website, use our products, become familiar with the test, and keep coming back to these classes. Okay, Alexander?
It's rather difficult to pay for your class because we don't have now credit cards payments. So you want to ask for some questions from mail, but still couldn't find.
If you sent us an email, I should have responded. There are different ways. Like you can buy the app through Google Pay. You can also join, I think, Tier 4 on YouTube, and then that will get you access. So send me an email again because we have about 4 or 5 different options, and one of them should work for you even in Russia, okay?
Okay, I'll check. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alexander. Have an awesome rest of your day in Moscow. Bye.
Same to you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, that was Alexander from Moscow. Give him a thumbs up. Students, I'm way over time, but I'm having way too much fun. I love talking to people from around the world, and I love hearing your voice and your English, and I love helping you improve. It's really motivating for me. But we do have to stop for now. Nevertheless, I encourage you to practice with other IELTS students. Visit our website, aehelp.com, for academic IELTS. Click this big red button to join the premium package. As I told Alexander, if you're having trouble with your credit card, your payment system, just send us an email. We've got different options available, okay? For general IELTS, same idea. It's the green background. It's that big red button above my head there. Click it, make payment, one-time payment, lifetime access. You'll start learning all the right strategies, getting all the right tools for this, so check it out. Students, that's it for now, but tomorrow I'm back with a speaking part 3. And speaking part 3, it will be UTC 12:30. That will be for everyone this time, not just members. It's an earlier class. So come join me for that. That speaking part 3 will be a continuation of the topic of today's part 2. So continuing with some specific questions around cleaning, tidying up, keeping our environment nice and organized. And thank you for being here with me today. Carolina, thank you for helping so many students. I saw that you answered a lot of questions. Thank you for moderating. Eugen, thank you for the happy emojis. Tara, thank you for the excitement. And hopefully I will see many more of you tomorrow at a little bit earlier time. And that's it for now. Much love to all of you wherever you are in our big, beautiful world. Bye for now.